High frequencies, everyone. I'm live and direct from the spaceship. This is my mode of travel, um, going into the dream state. And of course, this vessel here is also a mode of travel here in this matter dense reality. And then we also have our consciousness, which is a mode of travel as well. Um, Now it's been a while since I tapped in. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's been going on, and then I'm going to go into the dream. But lately it's been like, pause a little bit and just feel. And so I just been feeling everything and digesting it. You know how you have to feel and then digest it so you can actually interpret what you're feeling. Sometimes it's not always to be broadcasted what's going on, what you do, of course. I don't think a lot of things should be shared on these platforms that we are doing. But if you are connected outside of these social platforms, that's good, with people who you can connect with and talk to openly and freely about what's going on, what you're doing, and how you're feeling, and things that you're tapped into. Of course, we know today is an 11:11. It's a gateway portal. It's those synchronistic numbers that I always look for. I love 1010, 88, 77, 66, 55, 11. I like 222. I think next year for 222 2022 it's gonna be a very powerful day. The days before leading up to it, as well as the days after the shadow period. So the February the 22nd of 2022 is going to be a very powerful day. I definitely feel that with those powerful master numbers. But today we are in the 11:11 energy. And a lot of this energy right now has been feeling like a speeded up forward acceleration. It has been feeling like that since last December, of course, and now everything is really ramping up. This portal is pushing us into 2022, and it's putting us in a fast forward movement of our ascension process that we need to do for ourselves. I think this movement is also for the shifting of the earth, but really there's a this 11:11 energy that I'm feeling, and definitely the energy I've been feeling lately within the last week and a half is just, it is a ramping up acceleration of the work that we need to do on a higher level of existence and tapping into higher knowledge and information so that we can start to get beyond this physical level. And for everybody, it's different things, because everybody is on a different, I would say everybody is definitely on their different paths, but we got to go ahead and start moving forward. We can say that, but at the same time, at first point it was like good vibes. Okay, we're past that vibes. We know that we're frequencies and amplitudes, and things have to increase. Your frequency has to increase. What is your frequency like? Where are you on your frequency? Being very intentional about your frequency. That's why I always say high frequencies, everyone, because we need to be tapped into what type of energy are we putting out in our auric field. Is very important, because the energy that we're putting out in our auric field is that same energy that's just going to penetrate other people, because everything is energy. All right, and we can either adapt and lower ourselves to someone else's, or we can be a higher frequency and allow those people around us to tap into our highest frequency and our higher frequency that we are working in. So that's important. So So yeah, that's important now that we are doing that now. So yes, and I talk more. Of course, I'm still doing the 30 days of holistic wellness and care in November. No days off in November. That we are intentional every day in November about doing some type of movement, some type of care for our body. Today, I'm going in. I'm doing more of an inward journey. I'm going to do a little bit of microdosing. I'm going to do some Tai Chi, and I'm going to do some breath work. So that is going to be my movement, my holistic wellness and care for the day. I've definitely done my lion's mane tincture, my reishi tincture, and I do a lion's mane reishi tincture that's combined. They're both together. I do one that's combined lion's mane reishi, and another one that's just reishi. And I'm also going to do microdosing and of course, like I said, breath work, whole body breath work, and I'm going to do my Tai Chi, which is important for me on today. Today it feels more of an inward work day, not really like hardcore exercise, but it's more of a take time, lay down, relax, kind of feel the body. A lot of people are not doing a lot of intuitive care. We just see what we want as our physical body and our goals, which, all of that will come, and we definitely need to do movement, but we have to listen to what the body needs. And today my body is saying, hey, go in on this 1111 gateway portal, and so you can receive messages that are needed at this time, and you'll be able to not just help yourself, but help others. We're supposed to tap in and help others. So yeah, that is part of the 30 day, and today is the 11th day. So I'm going to tap into the dream state, and I just want to let you all know my dreams still have been vivid. I would say I haven't been able to transcribe a lot of them because they have been very different and difficult to transcribe. But I'm going to go into it. You'll see what I'm saying. I'm going to go into the dream last night. So the part of the dream, you just jumped into the dream, and I have this little girl, and it's her birthday. And we have family around, family who has come in to visit. And it's like, I don't know. It's like this little girl is like the prized possession. Everybody loves her. Everybody loves who she is. They just love this little girl. I think, she hadn't made it to the teen state. So she had to be anywhere between like probably 3 or 4 to maybe 8 or 7 at the oldest. Not quite sure of the age. But I just remember the energy of having this little girl. And so it was like I had some type of contract, or it was like I had some type of contract or connection with someone about this little girl. That it wasn't like she was just mine by myself, but it was like, I don't know, somebody was holding her against me. Like, it was like I owed them something, and if I didn't do it, like they were taking my little girl. And it was, I don't understand. I didn't understand it, even though like I was thinking I was doing what I could do to try to keep her. And of course, again, you all, I am trying to interpret these vibrations of what was seen and what was felt, because these dreams are interpretation of vibration. There is no vocals. We're not talking. We don't use language. Okay, and so seeing this little girl, it was like I had her, and then all of a sudden, like someone came and took her. It felt like it was the people who I owed. It was like they came back to reclaim a debt that I owed, and that was this little girl. And so, yeah, the family was distraught because it was around her birthday. And it was around her birthday, and it was like, yeah, we had some things planned. It was like she was there for part of the birthday, but not for everything. And then my family was like, where is she? What happened to da 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 da? And again, there's no name. I don't know her name. It wasn't a name that was given. But they were like, what happened to her? And I was like, they came and got her. Like, I gotta get her back. I gotta get her back. It was my biggest thing was getting her back. So some things that I went through, and then the dream changed to where I was at the location where I knew she was, trying to get her back. It was like almost like a kidnapping, but it wasn't. It was kind of like I had to negotiate to get her back. Well, anyway, it was like this warehouse, but this warehouse was filled with, and they were from top to bottom like columns, but it wasn't. These columns were actually these plastic pipes, PVC. If you've ever worked with like these PVC pipes, I know we've done it in engineering and stuff, so if you're not familiar, you can look it up. I think it's called PVC pipe. So it's like this white piping that was throughout this entire warehouse building suite area. And I was trying to look through the pipes, and they were just so stacked close together, these big old pipes, these big old white PVC pipes, all throughout. And it was almost like it was beyond a cage, because it was just filled with it from ceiling to floor. And I couldn't get through them, and it was like, there's no way I can get to her. Through a few of them, I could see through, and it was this man in like this office, and he was like in a computer, and as he was seeing me trying to get through, it was like he would bring down more of these PVC pipes where I couldn't see, and I couldn't get through, and I couldn't get to her. So yeah, it was very hurting, because I couldn't get to my baby. I couldn't get her. And so the dream shifts, and I'm at church with some friends of the family, and we were there. I was sitting next to a friend of the family. I was in between two friends of the family, and it felt like it was another child there. I want to say it was my niece when she was way younger, because she's 30 now. And we were at this church. It was like an event or something, and the friend of the family, she opened a Bible, and then she asked me about the water. Did I have the vial of water? And I was like, oh no, I don't have it. But the other friend of the family that was on my left had a spray bottle, and I was like, oh, that's mine, give me this. But she said, no, this is my spray bottle. And I was like, okay, we just need some water in order to, like, it was like some type of thing she needed. She had the scripture, the choir and people were singing, and she needed a vial of water to do something. I have no clue what it was in the dream. That's not coming through clear, but I clearly see her, and she's there. She's asking for the water. She needs this vial. And it's not a big vial. It's like she wanted something about this big to do whatever she needed to do. And so, everything else after, they started singing. So it was this song that's not clear either what the words or what the song actually was, but the choir, and it was like the church was singing it, and then we started to sing it too. And then that's when I wake up. I have a shift in time in the dream. I wake up, and it's like, I think it was around 3 o'clock in the morning. And this is in this reality. So I wake up, go to the restroom, come back, lay down, and in my mind immediately like, oh, it's 11:11. So I listen to 11:11 meditation. I go back to sleep. And then I'm in this dream where I'm with my friend and her significant other, her partner, and all three of us are going to, like, we have tickets to like this play. We have tickets to go to the Orpheum or some production. In some production, we have tickets to go to it. So this was my first time meeting her mate, and he introduces himself. and I tell him, oh yeah, I already know about you. Like, I've seen pictures of you. It's almost like I already know you anyway, like that. So he kind of laughs off, and then he kind of turns his back and leave off, like he doesn't really want to connect with me. Kind of like, that's your friend. I don't really want to connect with your friend. And so my friend and I, we talk, and then we were like, okay. So we end up from getting ready at home to we're actually at the location, and we're late. We was like, oh, we're late. We were supposed to have been here. And they told us, you all can still go in, just show them your tickets when you get upstairs. So we still go in, but for whatever reason, we decide not to go to the show, and I showed them the tickets. And I was like, let me just leave. Oh, let's just go because we late. I don't want to deal with it. So we end up back at the house, which is, who knows why. We end up back at the house, and then that's when my friend was like, why did we go to the show? And I was like, no. She was like, why didn't we go to the show? And I was like, I don't know. And then we get outside, and I was like, before we get to the house, we go outside from the Orpheum where the production is being done, and I go to get in my car, and my car is gone. It's like nothing is there but these rocks. And I was like, what happened to my car? And I was like, I don't even care. I told her, I told my friend, I said, just take me home. Well, on the way to the house, I called my mate, and I told him, I was like, somebody took my car. Do you have the Jeep at your house? I need to get the Jeep. And he was like, yeah. He was like, what happened? I was like, I don't know. I'll leave out. My car is gone. I just need to get your car. We'll figure it out later. He was like, yeah, okay. So then she drops me off at home. And then that's when I wake up. And I'm like, okay, that was extremely weird. That was a really weird dream. A lot of, back and forth, in and out. Meeting her mate, which I've never met him in real life before. And then having my car totally disappear and having to get in our other vehicle. I don't know. It was different. I really didn't get that one. But the first dream about the little girl, and that's something else I'm going to tap into today. I'm doing some inner child healing, because all parts are you. And what's really coming to me is just not losing the little girl, not losing that inner child, not losing a sense of who we are, at our most vulnerable, at our most innocent, and our most natural state is when we were very childlike, and not allowing like these poles of existence of life to get in the way, not allowing the big brother and the man behind the machine and the computers to take us away from that, but still being connected to that inner child, still being connected to that little girl that everybody loves. Everybody loves the little girl. What is that? Little bird, come here. Everybody loves the little girl. Everybody loves her. Like the family loves. Everybody loves that innocence, whether you're a male or female, girl or boy. Inner child's a girl or boy. Everybody loves that innocence of a child, that naivety. They're so vulnerable and they're so cute. They're just who they are. They're just pure innocence, and everybody enjoys the energy of that. So connecting back to the joyfulness of the inner child, the freedom of the inner child, the innocence of the inner child, the naivety of that inner child, and that just free from attachments, just free and everybody just enjoys the energy. Everybody. So tapping in and sending some love to the inner child. I think we all should send some love to our inner child on this 1111 gateway, which, all parts are us. We just got through with the we just did the Festival of the Dead. Fetged, I believe I'm saying right. Hopefully Fetged or Fetged. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it, I don't know, properly. But it's the Festival of the Dead, where we honored our ancestors, those who run through our bloodlines that came before us. And now it's like my blood is saying, but don't forget about the child. Don't forget about the little girl. Don't forget about the innocence. Don't forget about that playfulness, that freedom, that openness. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Don't let anybody take that energy of that childlike nature that you have within you. Don't let that go. Also, while I'm talking, another part of the dream is arising in me, and it was Fanny. Okay, so I know you all don't know her. She and my mother were friends. We all went to church together. She transitioned, I believe, maybe a few years before my mom. My mom transitioned in 2020, and Miss Fanny transitioned a few years before then, maybe in 2018 or somewhere in there, 1760, somewhere in there. It was earlier. But anyway, she was in the dream, and she was coming to me. It was like I was in a department store, and I see her as she was when she was in this reality, and she would dress up very fancy, beautiful makeup, just all out. And I remember seeing her and her talking to me in the dream. And I'm not even quite sure what she was asking me. So she may be trying to tap into my dream. Maybe she on that side, on the spirit realm, she's now seeing my light, and she's trying to tap into my light. So I'm going to visit that more and see what it is she has to say to me, and make myself available for what it is she needs to share or tell me or she sees, because her energy came to me, and it was it felt good. I felt like she's in a good space, and it almost feels like from a guide type of energy. It almost feels like she's guiding me, or she's giving me information on forward movements. She's making me aware of something. All right, so I'm glad that just came back to my awareness. That was wonderful. Thank you. And so that was my dream state. And that's why I need to take this time really not to go out, throw weights around. I do work out, love to work out. Don't have a problem with working out. But I do need to take time to lay down and just allow the energies of the day to flow through me, have on my frequencies, and just I have my incense and my resin burning on the charcoal. I have my candles lit in my altar. I have my space, flowing with this energy. I've cleaned my house up from top to bottom on this weekend, and I still have more to do, but I've washed walls and floors and just cleaning every space, window sills. So I highly suggest you all for you to receive more messages, to receive more clarity, to have the higher realm of your spirit to connect inward into you and give you this information and messages, is to make sure that the clutter in your outward space and your inward space, it matters. As within is also outward. So clean up the inside. You can also clean up on the outside. Make make space. That's all I'm hearing is make space. You can't make space if your space is cluttered. You can't make space if things are all around and you haven't washed your walls since you've been in your house. You haven't cleaned. You can't summon higher realms and higher energies and call forth higher frequencies in the dirt, in filth. If you're eating filth, if you're eating, these fast food restaurants full of toxins, if you're eating this cured meat with sodium nitrate, which is an antidote for poison, which is a poison. Cyanide is an antidote for cyanide. That's what escaped my mind. It's an antidote for cyanide, which is poisonous. If you're feeding yourself poison, and I'm not sitting here advocating for anybody to be vegan or plant-based or anything, but know what you're putting in your body. Just be intentional. Be intentional about what you house in your body. Another thing I want to talk to you all lastly before I go. I know a lot of people are coming to an awareness and of their spiritual journey. They're coming into their awakening on this spiritual journey, and you may feel like you're new into this and you need a guide, or you need a teacher, you need somebody to do your readings, and you need all of this and that. First and foremost, you are your first teacher. You are your first guide. If you don't have anybody there to hold your hand and show you what you need to do, or read, and rituals and all of that, just meditate. The information will come, and be patient. We're in a time right now where things are speeding up and it's coming quick, so you won't have to wait long. But you are going to have some patience. I'm saying that to say this. When you are asking people to do readings for you and rituals for you, and all this, you don't know what headspace they're in. You don't know what physical state they're in. And you don't know what they're taking in on all portals. Okay? Especially if it's, most of the time it's women who are readers. Sometimes it's men who are readers as well. And although we all have these gifts, nobody is above anybody else or more special than anybody else. I'm not, because I have dreams, I'm not special. You have them too. You just have to clear out your space internally and mentally to be able to remember them. We all have access to this. And so with that being said, don't be such in a rush to expedite your spiritual journey. And this physical body has this yearning of a need to know, like we have to know, like being in a space of not knowing is one of the reasons, I would say, is exactly what I heard today. It was so beautiful. It's why we are here, to even detach ourselves for the need to know, for the need to control the unknown. Like we want to have control of the unknown, and we don't have any control of the unknown, seemingly unknowing to us. And so don't try to control the unknown with financial, need to know, career, finances, and love. And what's going to happen here? Sit in meditation, eat the right foods, do the correct breath work, raise your frequency, increase your rituals, clean your house, clean your space, clean your gut, go on a psychedelic journey if needed, if you're ready for that, and allow your spirit to speak to you. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what these readers are eating. They could be eating Popeye's chicken and then doing a reading for you. They could just get into an argument with a family member or a boyfriend or girlfriend, spouse, and then they're doing a reading for you. Their house could be in a total array, filthy, and you don't know. And they're doing a reading for you. So, be very mindful. Just know, nobody energy is above yours. All right? Nobody has a higher calling or gift than you do. They may be more advanced on their journey because they've been doing it more. Or sometimes we'll tap into certain gifts because it just resonates with us more so than others, but we do have access to them all. It's just, what frequency are you on to receive? And that's all you have to do. Attune yourself to the frequency that you need to be on to be a magnet to those gifts, those spiritual gifts. But we all have access to it. And don't be like in total shock or amazement of somebody that can foresee the future or has some type of psychic ability. Psychic ability is not a higher spiritual attainment. We all can tap into psychic abilities, okay? And some people use it for lower frequency or lower vibratory information, and we can use it for higher. So I'm just saying that just for you all to be aware, because somebody had contacted me on my Instagram channel. My Instagram, not a channel, but my Instagram page. Not this channel, but the Instagram page. And was asking about, do you do this ritual and do you this? And for one, because it says I'm a witch, people who are now just coming to an awareness have this created mindset of what a witch is, which I've already told you what a witch is. We've talked about that, I think, last week before. And so people always think when you say witch, you deal in the dark and it's you in here just doing all these rituals and spells and just, it's so silly. And so one of the rituals that he asked me, could I do this? And I'm just like, no, that's not the sector in which I work. Everybody has their lane. There's certain things that I will never do, and certain rituals and spells that I won't do, because it's not part of my energy of who I am. And most of the spells that I do are the ones that I've created. A lot of the rituals that I do are the ones that I've created. And some of the magic that people are looking into when they see the word witch is always something sinister, supposedly, or, what they call dark magic, or the left-hand path. That's not the energy in which I work in. It's not how I work. And so, yeah. And when you start to even tap into something that you haven't been spiritually initiated into, I'm going to tell you all, leave it alone, okay? Leave it alone. Just like I told you all about my dreams with voodoo and with Ursula Freda and all of the energies of my martial art gurus that come to me and teach me. These aren't people here in this physical realm. These are people in the spiritual realm that come to show me and teach me. All right. So if you haven't been initiated, and I ain't talking about somebody here in the physical realm initiating you. That's very mundane. I'm talking about in the higher, in the spirit realm. They come to initiate you. They will give you your clothes. They will give you your rites of passage. They will tell you who you are. They will give you your name. They will give you your ritual. They'll give you your spells. They will tell you everything. All right. So don't try to get so caught up in this physical realm and the mundane aspect of spells and rituals and witchcraft and all of that, because for every witch is not the same. All right. And like what I like to tell people, know which witch you with. No which you with. Because every witch ain't the same. Just like if you go into an engineer. Every engineer, some people do building engineer, electrical engineer, computer engineer. If you go to a computer engineer and you tell them you want to do some electrical engineer, a computer engineer doesn't do electrical engineering, so why would you ask a computer engineer to do some electrical stuff? They may know a little bit something about it, but that's not what they do. That's not their lane. That's not their sector. Yeah, right, okay. Just so you all can understand. Just like if you have a voodoo priestess, or if you have a hoodoo witch, or, they're not doing the rituals and spells that the Wiccan or Celtic witches do, right? Just they know of it. They possibly could know it, but they're not doing the same things. So just so you all can have an awareness of, not to be like, oh, she a witch. Oh, do you do? I was like, oh my God, like, raise your vibration, get in alignment, balance your chakras, open yourself up to your ancestors, your energy portals, do some shadow work, some inner child work, and go in a dream state, become lucid, and get initiated. That's what you need to do. But anyway, I've been on my little rant about witches and people inquiring about, readings and all this kind of stuff. You are your reader. And if you can't do a reading right now, that means you don't have the patience, because you are your first reader. You do your first reading. Nobody should do the reading for you. You do your reading. And then you may have a friend or somebody be like, okay, my energy right now is all over the place. And I need an outside source to just confirm some things for me. But you should be your first reader. All right, so that has been, everything that I know. I've been off here for a while, so I think I made up for the days that I haven't been on this platform. But yeah, I just want you all to stay doing the work, stay lifted during these high energy times. Listen to your body, be intentional. Try to remember your dreams, or do a journal or a video diary like I'm doing here, or some type of way where you can keep track of what's going on, because what's going on with you is also what's going on in the cosmos. I'm always telling you all what's going on inside is also going on outside. And I think it was last week or maybe the week before, I had a lot of ringing in my left ear, a lot of high vibrational like beating going on over here, and I'm like, what is going on in the higher realm? So yeah, track yourself, track your energy, track yourself. Don't be in a rush or hurry for anything. And that goes for your spiritual journey more so than anything. Don't rush it. All right, this is not a sprint. Take your time, learn yourself. You're learning yourself on a whole different new level that has been taught to you. And it cannot be taught to you. It's going to be freely given as you freely ask. You have guides, which is you from your different existences, that's here to give you information on this path. So, I'm getting ready to relax in this evening and flow in this evening into the next day, and still ride this wave of this 1111 energetic gateway, as some may call it, a portal, and tap inward. And I hope those words that I was spoken today have enlightened someone on some type of way, was a seed that is dropped to increase your consciousness, expand your consciousness, expand your awareness in some type of way, and allow you to tap in to yourself to a higher